Doma is the best upper moon in Demon Slayer. Although being the third strongest demon in the show, he proved to be the most psychotic, grimy, filthy, disgusting bastard of all demons. And I love it so much. You see the title of the video. Play my shit.
What's that bird called again?
Upper Moon 2 Doma has to absolutely be my favorite character from Demon Slayer, and he's in my top 3 villains of all time. This guy is fucked up in the head. The main thing I love about Doma, he's not humanized like the rest of the Upper Moons. Well, most of them. Akaza, Kokoshibo, Daki, Gyutaro, they're all humanized. At the end of the day, you sympathize for them. You feel bad for them, what they went through. You can kind of understand why they turned into demons. You know what I'm saying? Doma, since he came out the womb, was a menace. That boy pure evil. Let's talk about my boy's debut. He debuted in the Entertainment District arc in Gyutaro and Daki's backstory, finding the two young kids on the verge of dying, appearing with rainbow-colored eyes, blood oozing down his mouth, and a dismembered woman around his waist. Now that's a real ladies' man. He ends up giving Daki and Gyutaro some of his blood, which results in them living. Now this guy is saving kids, man. He's saving kids. What a guy, right? 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 Next time we see my boy is in the Upper Moon meeting, which is one of my favorite scenes of the whole series. The whole time he's pissing off Akaza, and I love every second of it. You don't really see Akaza get belittled, but when it comes to Doma, Doma is pushing his buttons, and the sarcasm is so top tier. It's amazing. What really gets me throughout the whole dialogue between the two is Doma tries to convince everybody that him and Akaza are like buddies or just playing. Akaza really just knocks his jaw off as soon as he puts his arm around him. And Doma's like, oh man, we just playing. You know, that's what we do. I let him do that, you know? The best thing about this whole situation, Akaza's not even the only one he pisses off. Gyoko, Upper Moon 5, gave him a pot. And Doma tells Gyoko he put a severed woman's head in the pot and put it up for decorations. Nani? Gyoko's like, that's not what that pot was for, but I mean, okay. Boy, oh boy, when Muzan pulled up and told everybody that Upper Moon 6 was gone, and then Doma's just sitting there like, oh man, I'm the one that brought him in, so I guess I gotta pay, man. Here, have my eye. I'm like, man, what is wrong with bro, man? Doma is insane. He does not fear Muzan whatsoever. That's why Muzan does not like him at all. He just honors him because he's strong as hell. He's useful. That's the only reason why. Muzan cannot stand Doma. All the upper moons, all the demons are terrified of Muzan, but Doma is not scared whatsoever. He even told him he was sorry, but he's smiling. That is the beauty of Doma. Doma, anything that comes out of Doma's mouth does not match his facial expression because he doesn't believe what he's saying. He's trying to make it seem like he does. He's trying to convince himself, but he doesn't whatsoever. Not even talk about the fact that he tried to sneak on a mission with Hatengo and Gyuko to the Swordsmith village behind Muzan's back. You know the King of Pop don't be playing that, man. You can't do that. Akaza appears out of nowhere, knocks half his head off. Akaza, truthfully, saved Tanjiro and Tokido and the rest of the gang, because if Doma would have went to the Swordsmith village, they all would have died easily, and the story would have been over, basically. So Akaza doing something actually pretty good, not even knowing. Doma regenerates, smiling, telling Kokoshibo, who appeared out of nowhere, cutting Akaza's arm off for hitting another upper moon that's forbidden. Tells him, it's okay, it's okay. He's just jealous because I passed him up. He was a demon longer than me, and I passed him up in the rankings. And he couldn't even beat me and you even if he tried. The creepy part about Doma is that he tries to make it seem like him and his fellow upper moons have this great relationship, but it's clearly not the case. They clearly don't mess with Doma like that. Doma isn't liked by anybody, any of his peers. And when Muzan doesn't like you, that speaks volumes. So after my boy tries to gas up Nakame, she turns him down and sends him back home. And this is where we find out Doma is actually a leader of a cult in his spare time named the Paradise Faith Cult. To fully understand how my boy became a big bad cult leader, we have to take a trip back to his childhood. Now, Doma was born with these beautiful rainbow colored eyes and godlike white hair. And it made people want to worship him as some sort of supernatural being. So, if we didn't think Doma was crazy already, his goddamn parents are kind of loony. They created the Paradise Faith around him, believing that he can hear the voice of God. So they created this code around him, and started bringing people in. And Doma is sitting here like, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear no voices, no anything.
I can't hear shit.
These people are foolish. God doesn't exist. But I'm just gonna have to act like I hear the voice of God to help these people. My man's a nice fella, man. He's a nice child, right? Have these people worshiping a clueless child. He's sitting here like, man, these people are crazy. What is wrong with these people? Doma did not believe in paradise. He believed it was all fairy tale, and he pitied these people so much. He thought they were so stupid that it made him cry. I mean, that's kind of like the real world, man. We have some idiots out here, but that's a topic for another day. So eventually, throughout this whole cult process, Doma's dad, decides I need to get my pickle tickled for a nickel. You know what I'm saying? I need to go get some Doug Dimmock on my knob slop. So he messes with the fellow cult followers, and his wife didn't take great pride in that. She didn't like that, just like a lot of women wouldn't. So what did she do? She ends up stabbing that man to death. But not only stabbing him to death, doing it in front of little Doma, little innocent Doma, and then killing herself. Now, you would think Doma would be crying, he would be shocked, hurt that he just witnessed his parents just die. Nah, not really. Doma was more concerned about the mess that his mother made and who was going to clean up all the blood. So right here, this is where we see Doma's devoid of emotions. He did not care about his own parents dying, not even just dying, but watching his father get stabbed to death and watching his mother slit her own throat and kill herself. He was just there like, who's gonna clean this shit up? Like, because I'm not doing it. So we can basically agree on the fact that Doma is a sociopath. And him meeting Muzan shortly after did not make anything better, because now you have a sociopathic demon, no emotions, no anything, doesn't believe in an afterlife, doesn't believe in anything. Now he has too much power and he's gonna let loose. So eventually Doma gets this insane thought that since people fear death, I can devour them and they can become a part of me and they'll be safer inside of me. Yeah, the boy's nuts. Doma is simply the most twisted and sadistic demon in Demon Slayer, and it's not even close. And I have him up there with the most sadistic villains of all time. Over years and years, he used the cult to manipulate and control all these women so he can end up devouring them, because in his eyes they're safer. They have nothing to fear living inside him. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard. Really, where I love the sadistic nature of Doma. Over the years, Doma just keeps adding to his collection, and one of them happened to be Inosuke's mother, Kotaha. Now, Kotaha just got out of an abusive situation with her husband. She was beaten so bad that she was blind in one eye. She was able to find the Paradise Faith Code, finding Doma, and Doma actually enjoyed her a lot. He loved her company. He did not want to devour her. That's how much he enjoyed having her alongside him. But just like a woman, always going places and snooping places that you shouldn't be snooping, She saw him eating his female followers. Now, you would think she would just, quietly escape, but no, she confronted him. I don't know why the hell she would confront this monster, but she did it anyway. Doma, not wanting the truth to get out there, he chased her throughout the woods, cornered her, and Doma had to be sitting there looking at her like,
Got him. We fucking got him.
before Doma brutally murders her, she throws baby Inosuke in the river, saving her son's life. But after the fact, Doma brutally murders her, eats her bone and all. Doma was not worried about baby Inosuke because he figured the impact from the fall would have killed them. But he was wrong, which resulted in Doma having to face Inosuke later on down the line. But speaking of later on down the line, Doma is the one responsible for killing Shinobu's big sister, which affected her. You can see throughout her time in season 1 where she told Tanjiro how much she hates demons because of that situation. Doma brutally kills her and she dies in Shinobu's arms. And later on down the line, they end up meeting. And Doma pretty much gloats about killing her and not having the time to eat her. He was sad about not having the time to devour her. This is why I love this dude so much. No emotion, doesn't care what pushes your buttons. He believes what he's doing is right, and that's all that matters. He told Inosuke that his mother is happy being inside him. That is some of the most disrespectful shit you could possibly tell a person. Now we're at the point with my favorite fight in Demon Slayer. Now I won't be going detail for detail with these fights, but I'm going to summarize it. I'm going to tell you why I love certain dialogue and certain parts, why I love Doma so much. Now the showdown between Doma and Shinobu is my favorite because it's not a back and forth. It's not a typical back and forth fight. It's psychological and it's heavy storytelling. Shinobu noticed Doma off rip from the description her dying sister gave her. Enraged, we finally see the anger Shinobu has been having deep inside of her this whole time throughout the series. She clenches her fist. You see the veins come out of her forehead. She spews the hate she has for Doma, and she's disgusted with Doma. She goes on the attack. Flurry of attacks come in Doma's way. All these different poison attacks, and she thinks it's working, but Doma just shuts it down and starts laughing. Oh, can I have some more poison? I'm sorry, it didn't work. Come try again. So Shinobu just keeps going on the attack and nothing is working. Doma commends her for being the fastest Hashira he's ever seen. But the thing is, I don't think a lot of people caught on to this. He's not really calling her the fastest Hashira. He's calling her that just to make himself seem way greater. Like you're the fastest I've ever seen, but I'm even faster. I'm way better than you. That's the beauty of Doma. A lot of people don't understand Doma. You may have read everything with Doma, but you didn't really read it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much depth with Doma. So Doma finally stops playing and he inflicts a very severe attack on Shinobu that pretty much has her dead in the water. She can't stand up, she can't breathe, but her sister appears and tells her to stand up. You're a Hashira. You do not go down like that. You're gonna fight to the end. That's what we do. So Shinobu gets back up by Doma's surprise because he didn't even mean for that attack to keep her alive. He wanted to end it quick and swiftly, but he missed and it cut her lungs and a bunch of other stuff. So he was apologizing for that. She gets up. She tells herself if she can land this poison attack in a vital area, it should do the trick. So she gets the attack off. She hits Doma with it, pins him up against the ceiling, hitting him in his neck. And it seems like she got the job done. But Doma, being the dick that he is, laughs and he's just playful, like, sorry that didn't work. You tried so hard for somebody that's so weak. You're so weak, but you tried so hard. It's commemorable. And he's crying as he says this shit. The guy is really twisted. He asks Shinobu if she has any last words. She tells him to go to hell, and Doma ends up killing her and absorbing her. Just as Kane gets in and witness her master being eaten. I had mixed feelings with this fight. I can't even lie to you guys, man. Shinobu just had, this revenge story, and you would think it would just come to a beautiful end, but she just easily got murdered. As simple as that. She tried so hard, and Doma just belittled her, toyed with her, and he just toyed. He just played around too much. Now that was his downfall, but he played way too much. But then the split second he got serious, he sealed her death certificate. He got serious at one point in that fight, and he ended up just killing her basically. And then when she finally had a glimmer of hope, he shut that down and just and cried in front of her face because he pitied her so much for being such a weak little girl. It's sad. It's a tragic thing, but that is the glory of this man. He is the most brutal upper moon. He's more brutal than Muzan. Muzan's not even this much of a savage, and everything he's saying to Shinobu, it's not even coming off as malicious. He doesn't even know he's being this fucked up towards her. That's the funny part about this guy. His psyche is, it's insane how his mind works. Shinobu should listen to her sister. She shouldn't have joined the Hashira because boy, you'd still been alive right now. So Kanao pulls up trying to stop Doma from absorbing Shinobu, but it fails. He tells her, "Don't interrupt me while I'm eating this good ass meal, man. This is a fine woman I'm eating. Back the hell up." This is where the psychological warfare intensifies because somebody like Kanahao, who didn't really have any personality, she didn't even want to talk to begin with in season one, sees through the bullshit that is Doma. She's the one person that can really see it. And she calls him out on it. When Doma finds out Akaza died, he tried to act like he cared. I try to do the same thing. I didn't really give a damn either, man. He tries to act like he cared that Akaza died, and she sees through the bullshit. Like, no, you don't really care. You're just an empty shell. You're a sociopath, a bastard, and why were you even born? And that really didn't rub Doma the right way because he went from the bubbly, the bubbly attitude to this cold stone hard face, and just like, man, this bitch mean. You're mean. And then that's where the battle takes off. So Kanao is actually way stronger than Shinobu at this point, and she actually kind of hangs with Doma a little bit, but Doma, being Doma, pretty much wins the fight. He takes her sword, and it looks like it's over and done with for Kanao, but Inosuke pulls up and saves her. Now this just turned into one giant big old fuck you party for Doma. You done killed Kanao's sister slash master. You done killed Inosuke's mother. So now they're both here and ready for some revenge of their own. Well, Doma ends up revealing that he killed Inosuke's mom by sticking his finger in his brain after he took Inosuke's boar head and noticed his face. So he gloats about killing her, and Inosuke's not taking that well. So the battle ensues again, but Doma dominates the battle. This is a very short battle, but Doma ends up getting real arrogant, saying, "Oh, okay, well, I have to go." So he lets his little ice clones fight Kanao and Inosuke while he walks away, about to leave the door. But Shinobu had one more trick up her sleeve, which is revealed that Shinobu has been taking this insane poison for about a year or maybe over a year. And she was hoping she would run into Doma, so when they fight, if she was to lose, she would be devoured and it would break Doma's body down, and that is exactly what happened. His face starts melting off, and the fact that this poison is so, like, it's a crucial poison and she's been taking it for so long, his body was slowly melting. But if Kanao and Inosuke didn't get to him in time, he probably would have just regenerated. So it was perfect timing. So Kanao uses her special ability with her eyes. She ends up getting her, and Inosuke ends up cutting Doma's head off. I truly think this writing was so amazing because if you look at it like this, Kokoshibo and Akaza had the opportunity to regenerate their heads and become the ultimate demon. Doma didn't get that opportunity because one, Shinobu's poison didn't allow that. I think if he was to be defeated some other way and get his head cut off, he would have had the option. But you can't give somebody like Doma that option because unlike Kokoshibo and Akaza, he's not human. He doesn't have no human qualities. So he would have taken that opportunity and he would have killed all the Hashira along with Muzan. People don't look at stuff like that. We didn't see the full extent of Doma's power. We did not whatsoever. That was, I think that was at least a 60% Doma. I don't think we've seen everything from Doma, but the writer, you can't show that, because if you did, Doma would have killed them, and he would have went alongside with Muzan, and they would have killed off the Hashira, and it would have been no happy ending. You know what I'm saying? So they actually found a perfect way to neutralize and keep Doma down to earth, and I'm kind of mad it happened like that. I hope when the when his time comes during the show, we get an extra arc or something. We get something about Doma, something extra. You know what I'm saying? Because we did not see the full extent of Doma, and I'm kind of mad. He's the only upper moon we didn't get the full extent. It really just shows you how strong Doma is. Shinobu had to come up with this plan years before the fight. She knew that was the only way to take down Doma. Doma was not going to get beat by any of the Hashira unless your name is Guillaume. Maybe Guillaume had a chance. You know what I'm saying? One on one, maybe. I don't know. But the fact that she had to come up with that plan just shows you how strong this guy is. So after defeat, Doma is just hollow as ever. He doesn't care that he's lost. He doesn't care that he's dying. Remember, he doesn't believe in an afterlife. But he is soon reunited with Shinobu as she holds his head up in the air and she tells him, I can finally rest in peace now that you're dead. And now you would think Doma would go into some type of rage or something, but true to his nature, true to his dickish nature, all the way to the end, Doma goes down as being one of the biggest assholes ever. Doma blushes, looks at Shinobu and calls her cute. Then he asks her to descend into hell with him. His heart starts beating because Shinobu displayed her hate for him. It turned him on, basically. And I love this scene so much because a lot of people confuse it with simping. No, this is pure great writing to show you how much of a dick this guy is to the very end. This is the man that murdered this woman's sister, had her going through her whole life with nothing but rage. Then he murders her, belittles her, talks down to her. Then when he's finally defeated face to face with her, she disdains, puts out more disdains towards him, and it turns him on to the point where his heart starts beating. He looks her right in her face and calls her cute and say, let's go to hell. Remember, this guy did not believe in an afterlife or anything. Once his heart started beating and he started falling in love with Shinobu, he started believing in all of that. Nobu tells him, after you, you worthless bastard, and they descend to hell, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hope you guys see why I absolutely love this guy, man. This is why he is my favorite character. There is so much depth. There's just so much with him not to love. It One read is not gonna help you understand Doma. I had to go back multiple times to just read and fully understand everything. Doma is true to the demon name, unlike the rest of his counterparts. Akaza, I think he's the complete opposite of Akaza. He's a true demon. He wants straight violence. He doesn't give a damn. The only other person you can say is like that in Demon Slayer is Gyoko, and don't nobody care about Gyoko. So next, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope y'all stayed to the very end. If you did, I appreciate it so much. Please leave a like, comment, tell me what y'all think. Who's y'all favorite upper moon? Let's debate about something. You know what I'm saying? Let's just talk. You know what I mean? Please subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys really enjoy this video, but I'll see you guys later. I'm out.